Ну что, нажимаем?
Да, мы уже вещаем на YouTube.
Отлично. Ну что, я тыкаю бродкаст?
Да.
Do you see any familiar names?
Yep.
Mm.
Hello.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, yes. Hi, Kartik.
I wonder what fireflies.ai notated prints. It's pretty interesting.
Right.
Guess that's the fancy bot that takes notes. Hey guys. So we'll give it a couple of minutes, of course, first. But yeah, in the meantime, feel free to perhaps introduce yourself in the chat. That will be useful. Always appreciate that. Gives you a sense of presence in this virtual world. You have a spare few minutes to sip a drink. So guys, I'll give you a challenge. Just introduce yourself in the chat. So let's go. Yazan. Oh yeah, the biomedical engineer at Abu Dhabi University. That's great. Ksenia is now, she's based in Abu Dhabi, so she's streaming from the Abu Dhabi office. Welcome, Yazan. Who else is not shy to introduce themselves? No one? Anyone? I'm just trying to lure people into introducing themselves, and they're quite shy to do that.
Yeah, guys, don't. What?
I'll start with you. Can you introduce yourself, Ksenia? Can you introduce yourself? Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. My name is Ksenia. I work for Precious Payload for already 3 years.
3 years. Oh my God.
Yeah, that's probably not a big surprise for you. And yeah, I'm doing business development and account management here. So don't be shy. Introduce yourself, guys, and let's get in touch on LinkedIn. And yeah, let's communicate, because I also believe that roughly 60, 70, 80% of the benefits of the conference is networking. Not the presentation that you're gonna see probably, but at the same time, don't be shy. The options are extremely limited here. So yeah, the chats are probably the most efficient way to do it now.
Yeah, we'll prepare some tools to engage with the audience while I'm doing the boring talk, but we'll get to that in a couple of minutes when we'll just wait for the rest of the team to finish joining events. So Hardik from the chat, the challenge was to introduce yourself. Just follow the lead of Yazan, and then just say a couple of words about what brought you here, what you're working on. We have 2 more minutes to wait. Go even further and share my screen. So my splash screen here. So let's wait for another 30 seconds and off we go. Okay, that's good, Hardik. Thanks. Napan, experimental rocketeer. Wow. Rocket Exynos MK1. Good luck with that. That sounds exciting. Okay, so we have over 30 people. I guess it's time to start. Let's give it another, 10 seconds and off we go.
Yeah, I think it's
more has joined. Okay, that's cool. So for anyone who is late, they will just catch up, I guess.
Definitely.
Right, then let's give it a go. Let's give it a start. So as you can see, the topic of today's session, webinar, meeting, whatever, should be a casual one, is enabling space entrepreneurship, and we'll try to explain why we believe that's the topic that is really important for today's state of the industry. So first, I will start and then give a few words about the company and what brought us to the state where we are today and what we're working on, and then we'll go into the nitty-gritty of how we can help you today start your space company and what kind of tools we can provide to you today for free for you to help fundraise or build your space mission in the future. Right, let's give it a go. So first of all, just to give an understanding, we are a software first company. We are a fully distributed remote team. And what we're building is a product that basically reduces the burden, the barrier to enter the space entrepreneurship. Particularly, we working on the tools that reduce the cost, the time, and risks associated to start a satellite-enabled business. Because we believe that there are so low volume of successful space companies, while like more than 90% of the companies never get to the profits or they never get to any big milestone. So we thought, hey, what if we design the tools that will enable you to consolidate mission goals instead of just wasting time on research, on doing the paperwork, on researching suppliers? We can take care of that. And we are here to support the true space entrepreneurs on their quest to create a space company. And so again, we are going today to show you the software. We're going to show you the tools that are already there and that you can use for free, but more on that in a minute. So let's talk about the agenda for today's session. We want to make it short and sweet so we can leave enough time to do the Q&A and then really to engage with the audience, because that's again the purpose of this whole webinar, to engage with you rather than us talking and talking over the slides. So as I said, first I'll do a short introduction. Next, I will explain how you can engage with us even while I'm doing the talk. So we really encourage you not to listen to me, but use this time together to go and engage in different tools and things that we're going to give to you right now. Then I'm going to show a brief demo of the product, which is live on our website, preciouspayload.com today. And then I will hand the microphone over to Ksenia. She's going to give sort of one-on-one on how to budget the space mission, prepare it for the fundraise, and also how to procure the insurance and why insurance is important for the separate mission. And then next, we'll just plug it up by, I'll give a glimpse in the future, what we're working on right now. And then, let's connect and let's talk. So that's sort of the agenda for today. Again, really, I'm going to try to make it short and sweet. Okay, we have more than 40 participants now. That's good. Okay, let's go forward. So a few words about ourselves. The founding team is mainly comprised of serial successful entrepreneurs and we are all coming from the software product industry. And here's one of our advisors. We have many, many more, but the one which is public now is Mike Safian. Many of you might know the guy. He is probably the person on this planet that has done most launch procurement than any other person on this planet. So he's currently VP of launch at Planet. Planet has been recently auctioned by SpaceX as the largest constellation operator in the world. So he's advising us on basically how to build the mission management tool about the launch procurement. And yeah, let me finish off the introduction of the company by talking about our vision. So we really believe that inevitable future is the one where we have millions of people working and living in space. And in order to fulfill that dream, we need thousands of creative minds and entrepreneurs and companies in order to build self-sustain, what you can see on the screen now, self-sustaining space-based colonies. So this is our future. We just need to start working on it today so it can become our future, hopefully. And what's the barrier today is that the price of admission to do things in space is just way too high today. Of course, there are companies, like SpaceX or Blue Origin, Rocket Lab, that are working, for example, on radical launch cost reduction and other basic infrastructure level of the space economy. It still takes years and years of really hard work in order to just test the technology or start a space-enabled business. And it's our job to build a set of tools that will enable space entrepreneurs start their companies in the dorm room, because we believe that fast iterations on the product or tech ideas will radically accelerate the adoption of space domain and help solve problems here on Earth. And this is why enabling space entrepreneurship is the reason why Precious Payload exists. And as I said, we're creating a set of modern, easy-to-use, software-enabled, browser-based tools that will walk future small enterprises and startups through the toughest milestones and decisions on their journey to build space startups. So what we'll be working on is satellite design, launch procurement, the licensing, insurance, launch infrastructure, mission control. We believe that eventually all of that and more will become as easy as building a modern web application where you have server side, browser side, you have hardware, middleware, and software. This is again the vision that we have, that if we just automate the building blocks, then it will be much, much easier to build a satellite in motion to space and start solving problems here on Earth. So that's a few words about the vision. And as I promised, we will be not only talking, but really giving you, empowering you with a set of free tools and materials that will help you start refining your idea, or again, thinking that you don't have to have all knowledge about the space notable dynamics in order to start a space venture. So we prepared two PDFs, two cheat sheets that we're going to give to all the participants today. In order to get that, we'll need just your email, and then you will get those two PDFs. One is about how to budget the mission, and second is about how to place insurance on the satellite mission, which is very important for government missions, university missions, and also startups. And Ksenia is going to give a little overview of those materials. And then once again, they will be available for everyone who will leave us an email today. Next, so using this QR code, and also I'll ask my colleague Ksenia Marina to post the link in the chat right now. There is a link to the Google Sheet document. It's basically, if I have it here, no, I don't have it here anyway. Basically, there's the list that you can fill in with your details. You can leave your email there, and you will get both PDFs for free to your email right after this webinar. And there you can also click a button if you want to have a free consultation with us next week, where we can help you, answer tough questions about how to start your mission, how to prepare for the fundraise. If you have a pitch deck, I can host the pitch deck review and hopefully connect you with the right accelerators and investors. Or if you're just trying to sell your products and services in the post-COVID world, then again, we have a solution for that as well. So follow the link using the QR code or in the chat. Leave your details. We'll get in touch. We'll get the materials. Okay, last but not least, the action time. So we encourage you to, while I'm talking and doing the boring part of the presentation, the slides and everything, we encourage you to use a Q&A feature in the Zoom and also the chat to leave your questions. However tough they will be, we'll be ready to assist you. Next, again, as I said, Google Doc. The third one, while we're doing the talking, you can go to preciouspayload.com and get live prices on satellite launches. They are there, they are free, they're available. They're all provided by launch providers themselves and not by some data mining algorithm. And then if you have any friends or you have any colleagues who did not register on the webinar, you can share a link to the live YouTube session, which is live now. Again, my colleagues will share the link now in chat. And then, yeah, just feel free to send that link to the folks out there, and they'll be able to join us without need for a presentation. All right, let's hand over to the next part, which is product demo. So once again, you can do it with me, together with me. You can go to preciouspayload.com. That's our website. You can scroll down to the tool which is live now, which gives you live prices for the launches provided by launch companies and brokers. And again, the vision here is that, of course, that information is available through the brokers. Of course, if you go to SpaceX.com and if you go directly to launch providers, they will hopefully, after weeks and weeks and back and forth, if they understand you're a real customer and then you'll fill in certain questionnaires, they'll give you a quote. But again, the vision is that the barrier that we see for the space entrepreneurs and universities and government missions is that if you want to fundraise for your space mission, you have to combine, you have to understand what components and what you need to procure. Next, you probably have to accumulate 20 to 25 different prices, and every price takes weeks and weeks in order to explain the supplier what you're working on, your rough idea, and then get the rough quote from them. So we're really trying to crack that stone, and those set of tools that just liberated information, and that's the glimpse of how it's going to work. So hand over to preciouspayload.com. You can select what, for example, if you're working on a 3U CubeSat mission, if you know where you want to launch, for example, International Space Station or SSO, when you think you'll be ready to launch a satellite, next, just click on Get My Launch Schedule. You'll be prompted to quickly create your account here. Again, just as easy as leaving your email, some other details like that. And then you will immediately get the sort of search results. And those are, again, the real launch opportunities provided to us by the launch providers. So you'll get the approximate prices here, like an average price. You'll get some idea on what's the down payment size that you'll need to put in order to reserve a seat. How many launch options do you have here? You can just change the parameters on the go, run the search again. And then, again, this will help you to understand what are the launch opportunities here. Once you are ready to go forward and you want to get the official quote from any of these launch companies, what you can do is you can click on Get a Quote. That will take you to dependent on your knowledge about the mission. So dependent on the stage of the mission, you can either, if you're sophisticated enough, you can go to the online form and create the space mission profile yourself. Or if you feel shy or you need some assistance, then you can just book a call with our account manager, for example, with Ksenia. She's here with us, and it will get you to the convenience booking form to basically just book a call with Ksenia. But once again, if you are indeed sophisticated enough, what you can do is, again, either you go here and you select a time and then book a call with us, and we'll guide you through the fill in the form. If you feel sophisticated enough, go on, click on online form, next step, and it will take you to our wizard to create an online mission profile. What you do here is You define your mission purpose. For example, I'm working on an Earth observation mission. I am based in, let's say, Australia. My business started, I'm just working on my idea, so it's development. Next, you can select CubeSat, SmallSat, whatever. So let's say 6U or 3U, 6 kilogram, 1 satellite. Do you have a propulsion system or not? If yes, you can specify it here. Then if you have a CAD model, you can upload it here. Next, where you want to go. Let's say it could be LEO, SSO, ISS, whatever. Then when you think you'll be ready to launch, whether you need a rideshare only, you need dedicated, or you want to host your payload somewhere else. And then next, you can just overview the mission you just created. You go on, you submit it. You'll get the confirmation email. We'll get that. Our software will do the match against the launch slots provided by launch companies. And then again, to help you with the process, again, even if you don't want to use our service to find a procure launch, what you can do, you can click here. The link to your space mission will be copied to your clipboard. You can send it in WhatsApp or email to anyone else or directly to the broker. And then you will get the PDF with the traditional industry standard request for quotation that you can submit to any launch provider or consultant or broker. So again, to make it life easier, to make it look professional, suddenly, with a few clicks on a button, you suddenly have an industry standard RFP profile with your contact details and everything. So you can share it with your existing network of suppliers, with your government, with your professor, whatever. Again, everything to make it look professional, everything to lower the barrier for you to start working on your mission. So that's it, folks. That was my demo. And now I wanted to hand the mic over to Ksenia, where she's going to talk about budgeting 101 and shooting space missions. Thanks, guys.
Thank you so much.
Over to you.
Yes. Give me a second. I'm just trying to answer all the questions in the chat.
How did it for you?
Properly and pretty fast. Yeah, please just pick it up from there. And yeah, let me just briefly explain what else we're doing, because what Andrey just showed to you is something that is already working as a software, as a platform. What we do as, again, a space tech company, we discover the pain points on the whole way of the mission planning and realization, and then we try to solve it manually for quite some time, and then we turn it into the product. And at the moment we have a couple of features that are good candidates for becoming the next product we're going to release. It's the tool for the overall mission budgeting and the tool for insurance procurement. That's something we're already working on on a daily basis. And as a benefit of this manual work, you'll get a consultant on the side of Precious Payload, an account manager who will be leading you throughout this project. Let me just show the screen, and I'll show you how it works and what kind of services we can provide, because I see that there's lots of questions about budgeting and what is included, what is not included. I'll just briefly walk you through the guidelines we got for very high level project overview, trying to get to put together both hardware and different external services that you can face, for example, licensing and insurance, again, launch, testing. Just a bit of a disclaimer, this is the guide for small satellites and mainly CubeSats. But again, we can work with any kind of payload at the moment. So we just try to walk young teams, and especially university teams, those who are launching their first satellite, through the whole process and through the whole idea of trying to delegate part of the job to us as software and the mixture of software and consultancy, and to be able to focus on the project itself, on the project goals, or if it is a startup, on the business goals of the startup, without digging into paperwork, needing to learn how the licensing structures work or how the insurance market work. And what we deliver as this fact sheet is the necessary language and the understanding of the process you need without getting too professional, let's say, at insurance. So we start with the payload and with the subsystems. We help people to estimate the depending on the combination of attitude determination and control systems, on the power needs of the payload, how much the bus will cost, and which also leads to the understanding of the communications model of the realization if the teams want to build their own ground station or they want to use any kind of subscription services like Leave Space, for example. And guiding through the licensing and test processes, and figure out finally, first of all, finalize the design of the CubeSat, understanding the size, the mass, and leading them to the launch providers that can give the understanding of the pricing for the launch. And just to another disclaimer, we can do this brief budgeting very quickly, because we already have predefined rates with from major suppliers on the market. So if you're on a very early stage and you understand that there will be changes in the payload, changes in the idea of the project, you can just come to us and try it several times to figure out what the best solution for you will be. And also an important part of what we're doing is adding necessary services you probably cannot avoid. For example, insurance, which are most of the engineers are not very familiar with. At the same time, we're trying to introduce them to the necessary language and tools. For insurance, we created this cheat sheet that bring you the language you need to participate in the whole process, and we explain how the how the process works, what the brokers do, what insurance underwriters do, what insurance companies do, how you get the quotation. For example, we work with one of the leading brokers for space industry called AON, and we currently developing the process that helps small satellites and even CubeSats to get insurance easier and faster. Just a bit of overview for this fact sheet, which just describes the types of insurance you can apply for, what they cover on all stages, on pre-launch, launch, in orbit, third-party liability, what kinds of insurance are necessary and obligatory, what kinds are not. And what is even important, I try to include more of practical information in these fact sheets. What is more important is how to get this insurance, how much it costs, and something like the numbers you can use, knowing the cost of your project and the satellite, even estimate it, how you can get it, what the workflow is, what is included, what is the sum insured means, how to calculate this insurance. So please, I really hope that you will be using it. And I'll be happy to guide you through the process with more details at Precious Payload. As I said, we are creating a product based on this process. So at the moment, we are looking for the users who will be interested to dive into insurance and budgeting processes to see what your major problems are, and then turn it into a software pretty much the same as the launch one we have on the website available at the moment. Andrey, I think I'm good to give you the lead for the conversation back. And here we go.
All right, that's good. Thanks, Ksenia. So let me hand back to the slides here. Cool. So yeah, just sort of to give a wrap up, an overview of what you can expect in the next 12 to 18 months on our platform. So what we're really working on is, again, just creating a set of tools that will use the same data set of the space mission. So the vision is that the more tools you use, the more you progress on designing your space mission, the more information we have on your mission, and the less time it takes for us and our algorithms to find you your supplier. And again, the vision is that we will not build just a marketplace, because there are plenty of dedicated marketplaces for the space industry. The vision is that we want eventually to give you the full roadmap, like a project management solution, where you just go online, you select a template for your mission. Let's say I'm doing the association mission that will count the electrons of the ions here. That's, by the way, the mission that was shared with us on the Q&A here and in the chat. And then based on just that information about your mission, we'll give you the most optimized way to manage a project with the milestone, with the budgeting tools, and based on your existing country of residence, we'll also give you the regulations of licensing, and then eventually it will be just one place for you to manage your mission, all the idea, all the way from the idea stage to the function satellite on orbit. So it's just a preview of what we'll be working on and what our team is really busy doing. Cool. We really encourage you to go to preciouspayload.com, sign up before August 15. We are now doing the early access program, and help us build the next version of products. We need to study, in order to build a great product, we need to study as many early stage space companies or space missions as we can. So we'll conduct the interview with you. We'll try to help you now manually, but you will be the ones to help us shape the future of our product. So those of you who will go through the registration now before August 15 and have a custom development interview with us will get the 6-month credit for your organization, for your future space mission, for all our future products. So once again, we encourage you to go to preciouspayload.com and sign there. Next, last but not least, we also prefer to be as open as we can, so we don't hide any of our plans, failures, or whatever was going on. So we want to be as transparent as possible, really to encourage the next generation of space entrepreneurs to follow our lead and start space companies in the space industry themselves. So as I mentioned, I'm personally hosting the pitch deck reviews for the young startups. And we created a habit of sharing the weekly updates of our startup journey. The video is published every Wednesday. So please follow the links that I hope Marina will now share in our chat here. And also you can scan the QR code from your screen, subscribe to our YouTube channel where we publish a weekly video. And yes, follow us on LinkedIn and go to the website. And off we go, let's talk. I can see that we have a function here in the Zoom to enable the voice chat, selecting delegates. So if you want to ask your question live here using voice, let us know in the chat now. Otherwise, let's chat. But again, if anyone wants to talk, please indicate yourself in the chat and let's talk. Anyone?
Andrey, you actually have one question in the Q&A session, saying, hi, Nigar. And apparently Nigar has a question.
Does she? Okay,
yep.
Allowed to talk.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, Nigar.
How are you guys doing? Very nice seminar. I'm interested to know, thanks for sharing the insurance rates. And I wanted to understand how booking insurance through Precious Payload works. Do you just go in there and let's say you've already booked a launch and you want to just get insurance quotes. Would it just go to Aon and they would quote for all these different launch vehicles, or would it go to multiple different brokers?
And you want to talk about that?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, of course. It's an easy one. We work with A1 at the moment, just A1. So
Right.
our,
So I'll just,
yeah,
Go
our
on.
idea was to establish a very good relationship with the broker, so we understand the process, we understand the problems they are facing with insuring small satellites, with especially CubeSats. So yeah, we're working with A1 at the moment.
Right. I'll just enhance that a little bit, expand on that, elaborate on that a little. So, of course, the brokerage section, the brokers in the middle, provided by A1, really helps us underwrite and understand the risk associated with the client's mission. But then, I guess what's really important is to have the right underwriters for those risks, and that's where over the last 2 years we have established a set of the different underwriters who are keen to bet on the new space missions, because again, we are now primarily working with the early adopters, and the risks there are sort of say non-standardized. So that's where I think what's unique or brings to the market is that we have a preferred set of underwriters who are keen to work on a new space mission.
And can you provide insurance services to services such as we provide at Momentus, like in-space transportation, or is it focused just on launch and pre-launch, shipment and things of that nature?
I think it depends again on the underwriter. I mean, our broker, the LM, they are quite bullish on the market itself. So, but again, it depends on case by case. It depends on the client's mission, because again, we have to look at the whole picture of combination of, the team, the mission, the components, and then of course the services provided by the companies like Momentus. So yeah, it has to come as a package, I would say, to present in front of the underwriters. But yeah, I think from what we see in the insurance community is that they know, they understand that that's the kind of risk they have to work on, because that's where the industry is going. Of course, big credit to Momentus for opening this whole industry segment. But yeah, we see that they're quite bullish on this type of risk. So yeah, don't see any problems there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also,
Thank you.
I just wanted to add that we're focusing on working with the underwriters who understand the value of small sat market and CubeSat market. So we're focusing on working with specific people just to to be able to understand our values and our goals there.
Thank you. That answers my question. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that our kind of services, which is basically post-launch and involves in-space transportation from the point you get dropped off from the launch vehicle to, let's say, a different orbit in MEO or GEO or somewhere else in LEO, are covered by the insurance, which it sounds like you guys are already in talks with Aon about that. So I'm glad to hear that. Thank you.
Yeah. For the rest of the audience, Negar is our friend from Momentus. For those of you who don't know, the Momentus is the in-space transportation services. So they are like connecting flights in space. So if you look at our website and you see that there is no options available for the custom orbit that you're looking for, but you know that your mission profile or your, let's say, mission profile or the country where you want to provide the services is not covered by the orbits presented on our website or elsewhere, Momentus is a solution for you, because they can drop you off on sort of a connecting flight at the specific orbit of your needs. And we're looking forward to, again, have all the options, the custom options provided by Momentus in our algorithms very soon. Thanks, Negar.
Thanks.
Oh, sorry. Okay, anyone else?
Okay, there are actually a couple of questions in the Q&A session. I'll just keep talking about this. And the one is about the software the space enthusiast should use for CAD modeling and analysis of spacecraft. And another one is about the internship opportunities with the Precious Payload.
Mhm. Okay, I'm picking up the one on the internship, and I'm typing the answer now.
You can just talk through it. So
yeah, I'm just giving the link to our LinkedIn. So yeah, we usually post any openings or vacancies in the LinkedIn feed. So yeah, just follow us on LinkedIn, and then yeah, Ishita, I can see the same question. Yeah, I'll give you a link as well. So yeah, just follow LinkedIn. We always share any updates, our vacancy openings there. Do you want Ksenia talk about the CAD model analysis with the space art software? Because I'm not really a professional on that. Or if you don't have a question, we might ask Kartik to help us in that. He's in the audience here as well.
I think that's exactly the person who should talk about this.
Hey, Kartik, you want to talk about that?
Nope.
Indicate yourself in the chat so I can give you permission to talk.
Yep.
So one, Kartik, I'm glad you're in the audience.
Hello, can you hear me?
Hello. Yep.
Yep, sure.
Hey, how's it going?
All good. All good.
Glad to have you here.
So what was the question? I didn't catch the.
Let me read it to you. I'm a space enthusiast. Which different software I should use to CAD modeling and analysis of a spacecraft?
I don't know whether there are specific tools for basic CAD models that are for spacecraft. I think they're very powerful general CAD tools on the market. So, you know, SolidWorks and CATIA are pretty popular tools that are used both by students and enterprises. So I know Autodesk also has a number of CAD model tools. So there's plenty out there on the market. I think the bridge between, let's say, general purpose CAD software and space applications is kind of in the details. So how do you satisfy constraints and requirements and things like that? There are a number of software tools out there that also allow you to manage your spacecraft mass, volume budgets, things like that. But yeah, you can just start with simple CAD modeling using any of those tools. And there's some open source ones as well. So you don't have to buy any of these super pricey ones if you're just starting out. You can use KiCad or KiCad, however you pronounce it. And a few other tools like that that are just free and open source to get started.
Cool. Thanks, Kartik. So for those of you that are not aware, Kartik Kumar is one of the co-founders of StatSearch.co. And when I mentioned there are certain marketplaces here in the space industry, StatSearch is your number one. It's the most established, convenient. And the guys there, Kartik and Narayan, are they're doing the best job in doing the research and articles on different components. And then they have beautiful websites with the catalog of different services and components. So really, really encourage anyone who is looking for the space hardware or any technical questions to go to StatSearch.co. I just put a link in the chat, and yeah, register there, and then that's your best destination for components and many, many other services. Thanks, Kartik.
Yeah, thanks for the mention. And yeah, you know, as I put in the chat as well, we're always open to collaborating with you guys as well. I think it's exciting, yeah, how you're sort of simplifying the process of getting to orbit. So yeah, we're still very enthusiastic about the opportunities perhaps to collaborate.
Cool, great.
Of course.
Okay, there's a question from Ananya K. Hello, can you help giving any insights on the launch opportunities? So Ananya, once again, all the launch opportunities are there on our website with the live availability and the prices. So what you just need to do is go to www.preciouspayload.com and just click there on the get launch budget and then get launch opportunities. It will get us there. Yeah, I hope that answers the question. All right.
There is
another
another
one.
question.
Yeah.
You will like this one.
Sure. So Ishita is asking, I'm a third year undergraduate in aerospace engineering. Wow, that's exciting. What should I mostly focus upon now to bridge the gap between education and jobs? So I think I answered, if you go to the answered questions in Q&A, you will see there was a similar question where I prompted folks to the YouTube video that we made, which is called eight lessons of working in the space startup. But because there I covered that a lot, because that was a webinar which we gave to the students. But to answer it shortly, in order for you to transition from the education to get career started in space, we really encourage basically to go to probably two main destinations. One is you can become a member in three of two or even three largest associations of young professionals in space. One is called SGAC. It's Space Generation Advisory Council. So you can Google that SGAC, or Ksenia can send the link in the chat now, because that's where all the young professionals in space are. They network with each other, and then they share with each other all the opportunities and projects that they're working on. And they have working groups, webinars, they have country leaders, etc. So 99% that your country has already representative and lead from the SGC network. Another one would be FEDS, which is Student Education and whatever. I don't remember how does that abbreviation work. The third one would be IEEE, that's the Consortium of Engineers, and they have a separate section on space industry. The second way of engaging is I'm really fond of the podcasts. And then there are podcasts like Main Engine Cutoff, Nico, there is Orbital Transfers, and then there's, of course, the YouTuber, the Everyday Astronaut. What's beautiful there is all these folks have really strong communities in Discord channels. So you can just become their Patreons. It costs like from $2 to $5 a month. That will give you access to the Discord. And then those Discord communities have really tight networks of space professionals that are currently working in space industry. This is a great tailored community for you to engage with existing space professionals, and then they can refer you to where to start as well. All right, that was Andrey, I guess. Pankaj is asking, what are the opportunities for untitled engineers in the space industry? Oh, I think that's a booming industry right now. So I think that's connected with the ground infrastructure, and then the ground segment, the ground infrastructure services are really booming right now. And what I suggest doing is go to either satsearch.co or the website like nanosat.eu. We can again share this link in the chat, because this is where you will see the set of companies that are working on ground segments. So those are, again, antennas, ground-based antennas that communicate with the satellites. And those companies are receiving tons of venture money right now, and that industry is really booming. So just follow all these companies in Twitter, LinkedIn, and just watch for opportunities to join those companies, because that's a great place to be right now, regardless of where you are, because the antenna engineers, both for satellites and for ground infrastructure, are much needed now in the industry. All right, another one from M. Jo Babu. I'm interested in launch vehicle development. How you can help me? Again, the thing with the launch vehicle is that because of the success of SpaceX and some other companies, this segment of the industry is really getting most attention from the government, the venture capital, and investors in general, and of course entrepreneurs. And as a result, the number of companies that are developing the launch vehicle right now globally is over 150. And it means that, again, regardless of where your country of presence is right now, there are probably at least between 1 to 5 launch vehicle companies in your country. Again, if your country doesn't have a launch vehicle, then check with your neighbors. Check with your next big country, and then I promise you they will have at least one launch vehicle startup. So again, those companies it's a really crowded space, But if you're really keen and excited about the launch vehicle development, or again, the biggest problem is that you have to be really passionate about something in order to work in space industry, because space industry is very slow. So the career advancements are very slow there. So if you are interested in launch vehicle development, again, I encourage you to start connecting with the agencies, with the agencies that are working in your country or in your region. You will find at least a handful of those launch vehicle startups. All right, that will answer as well. Okay, there are a few ones in the chat I can see. One is from Saif Karo. What are the mistakes that we should avoid as a beginner in the space industry? Oh, wow. Once again, there are at least one, soon two videos on our YouTube channel that cover the common mistakes and lessons learned from running a space startup. But yeah, to give a short answer on that, I think the biggest mistake if you ask me to select just one biggest mistake out there as a beginner in the space industry, it's probably don't think that launching a satellite or building a spacecraft is the purpose of your company or of your career or of your project. Again, I can see that a common mistake in the industry is that, especially in the startups in the space industry, people think that because it's space, the normal company building rules do not apply there. So regardless of your industry, if you are talking about the commercial company, you always have to have customer segments, knowledge about your customers. You have to know their problems. You have to develop the solution for their problems. You have to have a product market fit. Unit economics have to work. So I guess the most common mistake I see is that people lure themselves in a situation where they just skip all of that. They don't think about the whole business framework. They just immediately think, okay, I'm going to build this shiny spacecraft, and then the rest will follow. It unfortunately doesn't work here. So this is where we try to help by explaining that, hey, this is why I host the pitch deck reviews, because I always encourage all the entrepreneurs to start about thinking about the customers first and then the solution after. All right. Another one from Ananya. I'm sorry I couldn't finish my questions earlier, but I wanted to ask opportunities with respect to launch facilities for Indian universities, since majority of the launch vehicles that were just shown were not Indian. All right. Again, I would refer you to our YouTube channel where we had a whole video about the opportunities for space companies in India. Again, we are very bullish on the development of the space industry in India. I've been there twice over the last 9 months. And yeah, right now there are not a ton of opportunities to engage with the launch companies in India. I mean, the launch opportunities in India if you are an Indian company. But the very simple solution, if you're based in India now and you have the idea to work on a space mission, and that becomes a company, there are basically 2-3 options. The first one is you can set up the entity in Singapore and then avail the launch options in India. You can set up the entity in the United States and again work on if you prefer to work for launch facilities in India, or you can set up the entity in the United Arab Emirates and then do the same. So again, 2 options for you. If you particularly want to get launched for some reason out of India, first become the foreign organization. And then if you leave your contact details in a Google Sheet, we'll be able to explain you why and walk you through the process as we did for some of our previous customers from India. And second, if you have an option or consider an option of launching somewhere else, again, we can guide you through the process. We've been there. We lived through the experience of our Indian customers. We know how to book them a launch and then ship their satellites from within India to other launch states abroad. All right. Next one. Sandipan, do you have to help with research as well. The payload is supposed to be designed on an extensive research. So this is not a part of our core service, but again, as the community building initiative, and just to help and support the community, we can help you with connections to the universities, particularly in the Middle East. That's where our strongest connections are. So we are tightly engaged with the UAE Space Agency and within Emirates, and then within the region in general, Middle East. We are working with, we're collaborating with universities there, and they're always looking for the collaborative research projects with the universities abroad. So again, Sanjipan, if you're working on something, we already hosted a delegation of Indian universities in UAE last November, I guess, and we are building the bridges between the space communities of United Arab Emirates and the India. So yeah, just send us a message on LinkedIn, or just leave your contact details in the Google Sheet. We'll talk about that. All right. Good. Okay, I'm back to Q&A. Done. So done in the chat. Okay, last questions before we go. We have 3 more minutes. So if anyone wants to ask anything now, this is your last chance. In the meantime, I'm going to share my screen. Good. 18, 16 sign up here. That's good. Yeah, once again, go to our website, go to our YouTube channel. Again, most of the questions, luckily, that you asked us already are covered there already in the videos that we post there on a weekly basis. So I'll just quickly show you where to look for them. So if you go to the video, sorry, so in Russian for some reason. So if you go to the video section here, the very first one, the 8 lessons learned from running a startup. This video is only 13 minutes long, but it contains most of the answers to your questions about how to build a career or how to avoid the common mistakes in joining the space industry. There is a separate video on perspectives on boosting commercial space in India, because I can see that there are a lot of participants and delegates in this chat from India. So again, we made a separate video about what's going on in India with that. And again, there are some even ideas for your space startups. There are some critics about the state of current observation business models. So yeah, just join us there, subscribe to the channel, and then hopefully that will keep you engaged and thinking about how you can start a space company or a space startup. All right. I guess that's it, folks. Ksenia, any last words?
Yeah, I think it's time to wrap it up, but I'm really happy about how many requests we are receiving right now, because I see people writing on the chat on the website and on LinkedIn. Please, guys, let's talk. Let's have the conversations about your projects or about your ideas or startups that are already working. I'll be happy to hear all of those and see how we can help you. Thank you so much for coming.
Thanks, folks. Have a good one.